Hello, everyone, and welcome to Banya Chat. My name is Thomas Barnes. Thank you all for being here. Today, I'm here with Chido Poe. Welcome.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Chido. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thanks. What have you been up to recently? How was your weekend?
Weekend was good. I'm actually taking the half term off work, so yeah, all good here.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Nice little break.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You got any plans over the half term?
I'm gonna take the baby to soft play today, and then
No.
tomorrow I'm taking Justin, my older one, to safari
Yeah.
in Milton Keynes.
Wow, that's gonna
And
be
then
fun.
other than that, just to relax.
Oh, I'm guessing they let see the safari. You get to see all the wild animals and such.
Yeah, they've got lions, monkeys, giraffes. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to see the lions.
Yeah.
Last year I went to Africa and we went on a safari and didn't see any lions.
Oh, that's a shame. That's why you go to Africa to see the lions and all that, and you didn't get
I
to
think
see them.
because it's not to be harsh on this country, it's a real safari. That's
Yeah.
actually how nature is. But here it's a
Yeah.
bit more artificial. So they're like, you're gonna see this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. They can't advertise lions and then not show them, unfortunately. But in nature, it's nature.
yeah.
That sounds lovely. Oh gosh. Anyway, so uh, welcome everyone. Today's topic that I have brought Chido here with me is Sons and Daughters Month. And this is October is Sons and Daughters Month. And I brought Chido specifically because you are Niasha's daughter and you grew up with foster children, foster brothers and sisters.
I did.
Oh, that's lovely. How many foster brothers and sisters did you grow up with, may I ask?
I had about five. So
Five.
I had
Wow.
there was a teenage boy we had, and there was a teenage girl that we had, and they were both short-term placements. Then we had a younger girl that was about 6 years old. I was around 6, 7 at the time. And then I had three foster brothers from Somalia who were all slightly older than me, I'd say ranging from about 12 to 16.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is quite a lot when I reflect back on it.
Yeah. Um, what did you think of that? Like, how were you introduced to it and so having all these children in the house?
Well, because of my age, I don't really remember how I was introduced. I just remember my mum becoming a foster carer and then me having foster brothers and sisters. Uh, I I was happy with it because I was an only child till I was 7 years old when my sister was born. So I'd never really had young people in the house to play with. So I enjoyed it, and I definitely felt like it added to my life at that time.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it got away. I mean, being an only child, it gets a little bit lonely, doesn't it?
No, it does. And even though I had a brother and sister, my sister was born when I was 7, and then my brother was born when I was 9. They were so much younger than me that for
Mm,
quite a few years, I couldn't really do anything with them anyway.
yeah.
Um, so I felt like from having foster brothers and sisters, I just inherited instant brothers and sisters that were kind of closer to me in age. Um, I'd say I was closest to the 6 year old girl because we were close in age. And then I really bonded with my three foster brothers from Somalia as well because they just seemed so much fun. The other two, I remember them being there, but because they were teenagers, they were quite in their own worlds. I was a little girl. So yeah, those were the ones that I was closest to. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I relate to what you're saying because I was an only child, and then I came to my placement at when I was 9,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I had a 9-year-old a 9-year-old sister, I had a 10-year-old brother,
Yeah.
and I had a 6-year-old brother all at
Yeah.
once, and it's
Yeah.
like wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I've never had that experience of having a sibling close in age, like a birth sibling close in age. But
Mm.
because I had it as a foster sister, it kind of gave me that insight. So, you know, sometimes me and my foster sister that were close in age used to bicker and clash. But then I think that's quite natural and normal for siblings that are close in age to bicker and clash. And I'm the oldest as well. So having those three foster brothers that are older than me kind of gave me the experience of what it would be like to be the youngest. And yeah, it just, you know, family is family. It definitely doesn't need to be blood for it to be family and for you to learn those lessons. And I think that's what was beneficial to me is it opened my eyes, opened my perception of, you know, how the world works and how some certain families are. And I think that's really important because it's made me open-minded and yeah, it made me understand that you can give love and you can receive love of people that just come into your life. It doesn't have to be based on family or you've even known them since you were younger. It's not that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I completely understand. Like you said, like children, brothers, sisters, they bicker, they fight. It's just like regardless of whether they're close in age or they're like a couple years apart, if they're siblings, there's going to be some sibling rivalry. There always is, and some
Yeah,
competition.
yeah. I think with sibling rivalry, um, I think people that are interested in fostering, if they have children, they kind of want to know how it can impact their children.
Yeah.
And it does have an impact, some positives, some negatives. But I think life is about positive and negatives and you learning from them. So my foster sister had quite complex needs.
Mm.
And so there was some of her behavior towards me that I just didn't understand. I'd never seen this behavior before. So I would look at my mum and think, well, why is she allowed to do this? It's not fair. And I think my mum just had to take the time to explain to me that she's coming from a different walk of life and she's had different opportunities and she's been subjected to different things to you. And then that made it easier for me to process and to understand the way that she was, and and therefore our relationship could flourish. And I kind of accepted her for who she was, and she accepted me for who I was. And I think that's really important for young people to know, um, because it makes the world a little bit easier to understand if you know where people are coming from.
Mm.
So, in terms of sibling rivalry, it can definitely be there. We know that from having brothers and sisters. So, with foster brothers and sisters, it could be there as well. But it's just really important if you're thinking about fostering to just have the right conversations with your children
Mm.
because you need to dissolve that rivalry and you need to make everyone feel loved and appreciated in the household.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, um, like you say it take it's all about love and giving love, and that's all what all our foster carers at Banya are so amazing at doing is they have so much love to give that they bring in these children so they have something on to give it to, and it's about sharing that and like understanding that, and you say growing up with with children and people that are from different walks of life, that from different backgrounds. It gives you a broader understanding of the real world around you. And like certainly for myself, like I can only say from personal experience that like I grew up with um my brother and one of my brothers and sisters who, you know, they grew up mum, dad, happy, absolutely fine, and then you have my other foster brother who was severely disabled, and like I came into the family and I'm seeing these two different sides of it. So I see like yes, I have a bad background. My upbringing isn't the best,
Mhm.
but also I also see how I could be, how lucky I am in some senses.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tom. I'd say around the time my mum fostered, it was not long after my mum and dad broke up.
Mm,
So that definitely impacted how I felt. And yeah, it was a tough thing to go through. But at the same time, having these foster brothers and sisters and them not being able to be with their parents for whatever reason made me realize how lucky I was. And
mm,
it definitely gives you a wider perspective and can make you feel that you have more than you have less.
yeah.
So yeah, it definitely helped shape me in that way. In that I was just grateful that even though my parents weren't together, I was in a secure and safe enough environment to live with my mum and to see my dad regularly. And they both loved me in the way that parents should.
Mm,
So yeah, no, you might think that you're in a tough situation and you are. No one's saying that you're not, but being meeting people from different paths of life will help to put that in perspective for you that you could actually be worse off and that even where you are today you're in a good position to do what you need to get on with life.
yeah.
Yeah.
I completely understand. Like, um, it gives you a perspective of, it balances you out. Like, you see like how bad you think, how bad you are, but then you see how bad it could be at the same time. So it balances you out and gives you an understanding. And we want to keep, we this is why we celebrate, this is why Banya is celebrates sons and daughters, is because we want to show our appreciation to what the influence that, you know, birth children give to these foster children as well.
Yeah, and it's really important. I mean, every October it comes around Sons and Daughters Month, and it is really important to Banya because they play a vital role in looking after foster children. Um, Banya tries to tries to show our appreciation in different ways. So we
Mm,
we will run children's events in the half term. It's been a bit tricky recently with COVID, but we're still
yeah.
doing it. We're still booking some family outings, and birth children are always included. And this is because we see the importance of everybody in the household being included, having a sense of belonging, and not building any resentment. You can't give one child in the house something and not the other. We've also in the past had award ceremonies where we've awarded a birth child who has contributed quite heavily towards um, the foster children in their house. We actually have some birth children who have turned into foster carers themselves. So we've got
Wow.
a mum and a daughter who became an adult and then fostered herself. And I think, with the whole clap for the NHS, I always felt like foster carers should be on there and birth children should be on there too, because if you think of fostering, you think of foster carers. So it's really important to highlight birth children because they are something that can add and contribute to the family and make the young person feel comfortable. Um, so yeah, for me, they're kind of our unsung heroes, and we need to show our appreciation towards them because we all know what it's like to not feel valued by society. And
Mm.
at Banya, we really value our birth children, and their well-being and their outcomes are just as important to us as our foster children because they'll have an impact on one another.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Like, when I came into care, I felt it's such a strange feeling because you see, you've got the mum, you got the dad, you got the parents or and maybe the birth and then the birth children, and you see that relationship that they have, and then you don't. But when you get there, you don't feel like you seem like you feel like an outsider,
Mm.
and it's hard to connect with an adult at the adult straight away.
Yeah.
So you feel a bit alienated. So when you have that child, the brother, the sister, the birth child, it helps ease it, and help give you someone that you can relate to and understand and learn from and talk
Yeah,
to.
I agree. We're definitely living in an age of identity, and
Mm,
a young person is going to more likely identify with another young person, more likely have the same hobbies and interests than an adult. So I think that's a really good way of explaining it, Tom, is that you could feel a bit alienated from that adult, and you don't know any of these people either. That's what we've got to remember. And I think a birth child or birth children can help break down those boundaries.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, they do such an amazing job. They're such great like mediators, aren't they? Like children
Yeah,
of both foster children and birth children. They're just they're fantastic.
no, they are.
And we always like to celebrate and show our appreciation to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for talking to me, and thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you, Tom. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really important topic for us to shine a light on. So I
Yeah,
hope
absolutely.
people watch this and share.
Yeah, absolutely. We want people to understand how important children can be in the foster placement, and just
Yeah.
children are what we do, are what we strive to help
Yeah.
and appreciate. But thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you. We'll speak soon.
Yes, we have Banya chat next Tuesday as well at 12 o'clock. We do it every Tuesday at 12 o'clock. So if you are interested in what we have to say, please come along if you have
Yeah.
any questions as well.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Tom. I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you later too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.